Hello, welcome to the beautiful Coed y Brenin Trail Centre, just above Dolgellau in North Wales. The Don has come over from the Shire, that is Shropshire, for today's show, and we have got a ton of news. Don, what a fantastic place Coed y Brenin Trail Centre is, the oldest trail centre in the UK. Really sad news is that the cafe has closed, but actually the bike shop is open.
Trails are open, Steve, most importantly.
Yeah.
There's a lot, I've been here a lot recently, there's a lot to ride. There's a lot of reasons still to come here, actually.
I think beautiful landscape in the background. So if you want to go and do some like adventure riding as well, it's definitely a fantastic place to get based. Loads of news this week. I'm sure Neil wants to kick things off with the Crestline.
Oh, are we going straight there? There's a lot of tech news this week, a lot of exciting tech news.
Yeah.
I mean, this Crestline limited edition bike sort of came onto the website and then disappeared off the website. We've seen sneaky pics on Instagram. It is a limited edition RS Spectre, 99 bikes available, powered by the DJI Avanox motor. And it has quite big news, I suppose. Removable 800 watt-hour battery on this bike. It's the first bike I've seen, I believe.
Is this it had, because there's 99 bikes were available and they've all been sold out?
I bet they've all gone, because I've seen a lot of movement on the DJI Facebook group of people buying these bikes already. So I expect it's too late if you want one of these bikes, but it looks amazing, I think.
DJI updates this week as well?
Yeah, a lot of news from DJI. So now you can get that 1,000 watts unlimited time. Used to be just for that 30-second boost. And actually now boost you can make up to 60 seconds. It's got smooth shift available now, so you can shift the gear if the bike has got the SRAM access, and it'll shift for you, like free shift basically. Yeah. So as long as you're moving, the bike will shift gear, which is very nice.
What's quite interesting as well is that you can charge the bike to different capacities, like 75%, 90%. I guess the thinking behind that is that if you're sort of putting your bike in storage and you live in different parts of the world, then it gives you the right, you don't want to store the bike at 100%, right?
Yeah, or maybe you're charging off a battery. I don't know the exact reason for this. Let me know in the comments if you've got more insight on this, or why you would want to set your charging limit to 70, 80, 95 or 100. Obviously, carrying on, on the Crestline, that has got adjustable rear travel from 161 up to 181 mil travel, full 29 or MX options, adjustable dropouts, adjustable head tubes. You've got a 56 mil head tube, so you can use different reach options on that bike. 600 watt-hour battery option as well. Frame set with shock, $6,999.
That's good, right? That's good.
I mean,
so is that frame set?
Frame set.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. But as we've already said, I expect them to have sold that already, if not very soon.
Yeah. Moving on to some shifting focus. Focus to the all-new XTR electronic wireless drivetrain.
Now, I think it's big news, isn't it? Because this doesn't come along very often, new Shimano XTR.
I think this is the 8th iteration of XTR.
In what, 30 years?
Since 1991. I mean, XTR is actually a racing product. I mean,
XT racing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with XTR, right, is that, to give you a brief summary, or you probably know the summary anyway, is that, XTR grew with World Cup downhill racing and cross-country racing. The sport evolved from cross-country and downhill into the specialisms and stuff like that. And XTR has been part and parcel of every evolution the sport has seen.
And you've seen, or I noticed, I went to the Polish round of World Cup downhill, and the syndicate riders were using XTR brakes with nice little bits of electric tape covering them.
Yeah. I've been fortunate enough to have been using the XTR brakes and gearing over the past few months. I think one thing for me which stands out is the fact that it is really, really robust.
Yeah.
And I think as an e-mountain biker, if you're going to be using wireless shifting and we do go into more out-of-the-way places, I think this is definitely a performance upgrade for a lot of people.
So Di2, electronic, wireless shifting, low-profile rear derailleur, delivers a wedge-shaped design. It says to reduce the derailleur's front-facing surface. There's an e-bike derailleur option, so it's powered from your motor, from your battery, should I say. And it's got free shift and auto shift now, so you can shift when you coast, or it can choose to shift for you as well. A bit like the XT Di2 that has been around for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, it's great, isn't it? I mean, Shimano are very much back in the game. I was talking to Ryan Gilchrist, who was the last e-Enduro World Cup champion. and he was on Shimano, obviously using link glides during the season as well. So yeah, that's
all new brakes.
New brakes. I mean, it's the whole shebang.
Yeah.
I mean, XTR is the complete group set.
I've not tried it, Steve. I want to jump on your bike and give it a blast.
You can do. That's after we see if we get a Tom Snowden. Other bike news, actually, folks, is that Getty have come out with a new eMTB, a lightweight eMTB. I'm going to give you more details on this bike actually next week. That is some motorcycles coming up the road.
No, that's a jet, Steve. That's an aeroplane.
It is, isn't it? Mac, is that the Mac Loop?
It is, yeah.
So we've got the famous Mac Loop. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is what that is. Wow, that's so loud. And also there's a new bike from Pivot. Now the bike from Pivot is the Shuttle. It's with the Bosch Performance Line SX motor, which is 55 Newton meters. Comes with a 600 watt-hour battery, super lightweight, 29-inch wheels. The suspension designed by DW, Dave Weagle. And again, the thing with this bike, I'm going to actually give you guys a more detailed kind of look, behind-the-scenes look of those two bikes in next week's show. Should we move on to some adventure stuff with Tom Ohler? Quite interesting.
Pretty cool. So this is apparently a new world record. Tom Ohler rides 15 peaks in one day. This is in the Davos Clusters region, should I say. 14 hours, 102 kilometres, 5,550 metres of climbing and 15 peaks. He says not all the ascents were rideable, but that's how he picked the summits, because the descents were rideable. He actually had to carry his bike hide for 400 metres.
That's a huge climb, isn't it? 400 metres carrying a bike.
3 mountain chains, 15 peaks, 14 hours, 102 kilometres. Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
It is.
And 3 kilowatt hours of energy consumed.
Yeah. So 5,550 metres climbed. I mean, 15 peaks. Obviously, there's some the German Record Institute, RID, they had rules stating all summits had to be conquered within 16 hours. The RID also required a minimum of 10 peaks, but it is a world record. It's quite interesting, actually. I mean, the numbers there, like 102 kilometres and 5,500 metres climbed. I mean, it is insane, but we did the Tour de Mont Blanc 4-5 years ago, and we were doing like 6,000 metres of climbing per day, and I think it was like 120 kilometres. But we weren't doing the peaks. But nevertheless, it goes to show, you know, what's possible on an eMTB is insane, really, isn't it?
Records are made to be broken, Steve. So if you're up for it, or if any of our viewers are up for it, now it's been set at 15 peaks.
Yeah. Maybe some Scottish Munros.
Yeah.
I know that you're going to Scotland in the summer.
You'd have to do a lot of kilometres, probably. Talking about cool places to ride, we've talked about this morning, actually, in a cafe at Torridon. Alec Burns. Is there a more Scottish name than Alec Burns? Not that I know of. I ride with Sadie Dog on the Torridon Loop in last week's great weather. I don't know how long ago you sent this in, but that does look great weather. And actually, last week was pretty good over it.
Torridon.
Amazing.
I'm trying to picture where that is on the Torridon Loop.
It all looks a bit the same, doesn't it?
Torridon Loop. So, true story, right? Louis behind the camera there. I mean, maybe he should come and tell you himself. we did Torridon like 4 years ago.
It's a Steve Jones story, been out in the wild.
No, it's not. It's a Danny McCaskill story.
Oh, right.
Sorry, Danny, but Danny let Louis his bike, and literally halfway up a Scottish Munro, the crank fell off, and Louis actually ran up a Scottish Munro chasing me and Danny to get the footage.
God.
So this footage you see on screen now, Louis behind the camera actually ran up that mountain with his camera bag in January, in the cold, in horizontal rain.
Couldn't have just put the crank back on?
That's a good point, actually.
I don't know why you...
Well, we both came without tools, I guess.
All right. And we're heading somewhere a lot colder. This is, who is this one? Jean-Marc Deneau in Quebec, Mont Sainte-Marguerite, around Quebec City. We have a lot of snow, it looks like it. I have a sticker company who made wrapping, so I've made my bike with a unique design. Love this Cannondale Carbon 1 2024.
Yeah.
It was actually French Quebecois. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I was actually with Louis Arias, who was the suspension designer of that bike last week. Yeah. Great stuff, folks. Great stuff on cool places. Keep them coming. Here we go. Feedback.
Start with the good stuff, Steve.
Right.
On your Bosch Gen 5 update video, everything you need to know, Price Busters 1966 says, how about adapters to upgrade to next generation motors. I'd rather spend $1,000 on a motor than $5,000 on a new bike, especially after you get your bike set up specifically to you. I wondered if there's like an aftermarket for...
I don't understand what this is saying. Adapters to upgrade the next generation.
Because I've seen very prototype bikes in certain manufacturers where they've shoehorned motors into their bikes using metal adapters that fit to the mounts of the bikes. I mean, they probably have to be very specific, probably to each frame. It's probably why there aren't any out there.
I would imagine if you're a mechatronics engineer, and I would imagine in the future there will be kits available to do this, right?
Well, all I've seen is just metal sort of brackets that will update the old mounts to new mounts, but it's probably not that easy, but it's a good point.
What's your, obviously you've had your white Coed updated to Gen 5 with 100 Newton meters and 750 watts peak power. First thoughts, initial thoughts?
I think it's a nice upgrade. I don't think it's massively game changing, but it's nice.
What?
And
I reckon it is.
Yeah. I like the overrun on the eMTB Plus mode. The overrun you get is quite significant.
So that's really interesting because I rode some tech trails on the Gen 5 in Mid Wales last week, and I thought it was pretty wild.
I've got to say I've only ridden for an hour on my local trail, so I've not given it a huge
to be
test
continued
yet.
then.
Yeah. Actually, the continued. Finrod says, congrats to Gen 5 CX owners. Do you think there'll be similar updates for SX? Don't know, is my answer. Do you have an answer to that, Steve?
I don't have an answer to that. Actually, it's interesting, because there's some bit of news we got recently is the fact that if you've got like a light bike, if you've got like our e-lights, so you actually can update.
So that's got the CX motor.
It's got the CX motor in it, and it's got a 400 internal battery with the option of 250 range extender. That'll actually give you the 100 Newton meter update, but limit you to the current 600 watts peak until October, because I think there's going to be some more updates there.
Okay.
Moving on to freeride MTB, the next generation. We did try to do some freeride, didn't we, back in 2004? When we did the slab, that big rock ride.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that was freeride,
I suppose.
I mean, freeride was very much a BC thing, wasn't it, at the time?
Bishop's Castle?
Bishop's Castle is a village about 2 hours east of here.
Town, I believe. Well, Danny Jones says, my riding style...
Does Danny Jones come from Bishop's Castle?
My riding style has changed dramatically due to the power of an eMTB. I now love the challenge of a techie climb that entails trialsy lines. You talk this guy's bread and butter, that is. It's the same sport as MTB, just broader and better.
I was expecting a lot more grief from that video from the mountain bike fraternity. It's coming, is it?
Well, Marcus Outdoors says, loving the Father Jack look.
That's got nothing to do with the free ride. Look, all right. Right, where's the HR director? Ooh, bike vault. Ari Timpy Carbon Pro.
Timpy is Sean Hannigan's.
Yeah, crikey. Boneyard Trail, Eagle, Colorado.
I mean, a very American name for a trail. Like it. It's got EP801, EXO transmission, Ultimate Zeb, and a Vivid.
Super nice.
McFly.
McFly still living my Lever Comp 3 Gen 3. The only mods are small front mug and some Schwalbe rubber. Do you know what? There's nothing. The Gen 3 Levo is a great bike. The Gen 2 Levo is a great bike.
This is in the Jura. You've been there, yeah?
I've been to Jura. Really beautiful part of the world.
It's that bit you fly over on the way into Geneva, isn't
Correct. It is north of Geneva. Comté cheese. Whoa. Great spot. McFly. Super nice. What about this then, Don? Oh, Steve Workman. Here he is.
On a Cube stereo 177.
Changed his bike. I mean, Steve, we're not going to give you anything but super nice for that. And nice to see. That's going to be your 5th e-bike, surely.
Really? It's your neck of the woods as well?
Yeah.
Do you know where that is?
Recognise that? Of course I know where that is.
Yeah,
that is actually on one of the old that's part of the cross-country loop. Obviously, Steve being an exceptional trials rider.
Oh, right, nice.
Many times centre champion. And was he the national champion? I think you were, Steve, right? Let's know in the comments. And then, that's super nice, obviously. Trigger's new broom.
I thought it was quite funny. Chris Thwaites. His 2023 white E160 has been upgraded over time to replace the wheels with Hope Fortress 30s. Magura MT5 brakes, hope stem, replaced everything basically. So there's not much left other than the frame.
DMR Brendan Vault. I won these, but lovely pedals. Well, apart from the name on them, you mean?
Won them? Where'd you win pedals? Handlebars, dirty 35.
Beautiful, isn't
it? Yeah. We say it isn't controversial colours, but I like them.
Super nice. And we have got one.
This is from Peter S. Hey, Steve. I'd be amazed if you remember my wife and I met you a few guys in Monmouth whilst riding on Nikolai MGUs.
Of course I remember. With the mud guards. Yeah, of course
Vision
I remember.
Velo mud guards.
Yeah.
They fit incredibly well, 3D printed. Yeah, there you go.
No push to the front sets. Right, we need to get on to Vision Velo. We had a hell of a stormy last night in Dolgallai. Peter S. and wife, Peter S. Super nice. And then one last one, John. This is from the Battery Bandit, and this is no idea where this is. Should we just give it a super nice? It's in Moran
Well, I thought it was
Road.
interesting because it's the Gen 3 Levo with a 170 Zeb and 160 Vivid.
Where'd you see that?
The Cascade Link. It's just a bit higher up. So have you heard of these Cascade Links?
Sorry, I
They
got
stick
you.
them
I
on.
got you. I got you.
I think that's a good looking adaptation to the bike. Oh, I reckon that's super cool. 170 mils travel on, no, 160 mils travel on the rear with the Levo.
Yeah, super nice.
Super nice. One getting social this week. I thought this was quite funny. This is from Enduro Malaga MTB, sending it with a little, I don't know what that is, a terrier in the backpack. How do you know if the dog doesn't want to do it? That's why I was thinking these things.
Well,
I mean, dog does look like he's enjoying it, to be fair.
The dog would jump out, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. That's it for this week's EMBN show from Coed y Brenin Trail Centre. Remember to get yourselves over here and keep supporting this wonderful facility. Hopefully the cafe will be up in September time, but there's tons of parking. Like I said, the shop's open, trails are open, everything's open. One last thing, what's coming up on the channel this week? We've got a look at what's going on with gearbox bikes. I mean, we have been talking about gearbox bikes in the mountain bike world for at least 20 years.
Oh, I haven't ridden one. Still
Have you not?
ridden.
I rode the Honda back in 2004.
I did.
Honda
yeah.
2004. There was the solid bikes. There was the Nikolai bikes then, and then of course we've been talking MGU bikes on EMBN since 2018 from Eurobike. So we're going to take a look at what's happened, what's happening, and what could happen in the future. And then on Sunday.
Yeah, I was here just a couple of weeks ago talking about how I think that particularly lightweight e-bikes, or e-bikes in general, could be the saviour of trail centres, places like this.
As the sun comes out in Dolgallai. See you next week.